to call this meeting to order. Will everybody please stand for the invocation, led by Mr. Presley, and the Pledge of Allegiance, led by me.
Father, we come today to say thank you for the greatest gift that's ever been given, that is your Son. We thank you that we can receive wisdom, understanding, insight to make judgments that are righteous on behalf of your people. Help us, Lord, as a board, serve your people in a way that causes them to recognize we're doing the best we can in your stead. We thank you for the opportunity to serve. We thank you that everything works together for the good of those that love you and who are called according to your purpose. Lord, we remember those people who are suffering with such great pain in these days, and we ask that you would comfort them and give them peace in their minds and in their hearts. We pray, believe, forgive, and receive in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Okay, everybody, please face the flag. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome to the regularly scheduled public meeting of the Caddo Parish Planning and Zoning Commission. For public hearing agenda items, if you wish to make public comments on an application, we have PZC comment slips at the speaker's stand next to the podium. For future notification purposes, it is very important that you fill out a slip and drop it in the box when you come forward to speak. Please state your full name, mailing address, and zip code before addressing the board. We will call each case on the agenda in order and hear first from the applicant, then those speaking in favor. 10 minutes are allotted for the principal spokesperson and 3 minutes for each additional speaker. We will then hear from those wishing to speak against an application. Again, 10 minutes are allotted for the principal spokesperson and 3 minutes for each additional speaker. One representative of the application can then speak in rebuttal if desired. After hearing comments on each case, the board will then immediately deliberate and vote on that case before moving on to the next case on our agenda. Please note that when the board is deliberating, members of the public are not permitted to comment. Any member of the public may request a copy of the board's decision on a particular case by contacting our office at 318-673-6480 after 1 p.m. tomorrow, or by accessing our website at shreveportcaddompc.com. For consent agenda items and other agenda items not requiring a public hearing, public comments can be made upon request by filling out an MPC comment slip. If comments are requested for a specific agenda item, the chair will offer an opportunity for those comments prior to the commission taking action on the agenda item. All of the PZC board's zoning recommendations are submitted to the Parish Commission for a final decision. Please note that it is your responsibility to contact the governing body about their procedures as related to the matter you are concerned with. Copies of this document and the phone numbers to contact the governing bodies are available on the table next to the podium and in the entryway to this room. As a courtesy, please remember to turn off all cell phones while the MPC board is in session. The Commission values your testimony and appreciates your compliance with these guidelines. Okay, I actually have a question for legal. Where are we on the case for the voice vote? Is it still pending? It is still pending. It's still pending?
There are proceedings that will start in the beginning of next year, but it is still ongoing.
Okay, I'll still do this thing, but I am also going to voice vote until y'all get that sorted out, just because I just want to make sure, because there is a case on voice vote right now. Everybody else can do what they want to do, but I'm going to do my voice vote like the AG is doing a case against us on that for right now.
That certainly is your choice. The guidance from the Office of the Parish Attorney is to continue using electronic voting based on the Attorney General's opinion that opined that that was in compliance with the open meetings law. And so that is why we have not advised any of the boards or commissions to change their method of voting.
Yeah, but why is there still a court case pending on it is my question. Because, I mean, I know y'all are based in your legal argument off precedent, but it's Napoleonic here with law, and it's all based off statute. So the Attorney General, Liz Morrell, must think that there's something, or she wouldn't bring the case.
Well, I think if we're going to talk about ongoing litigation, we may have to go into executive session about that. I'm happy to answer any additional questions, but the office's guidance is, in light of the 30 years of precedence based on the Attorney General's opinions about the interpretation of the open meetings law, we advise to continue to use the method of voting that has been used for the past several years.
Yeah, I
And
understand.
the litigation is ongoing because it's just getting started. We
Well,
just had our first appearance before
I
the
know,
judge.
but that's why I'm still gonna do voice vote until y'all get that sorted out. And if they say electronic voting's fine, then I'll go back to that. But for now, I'm gonna voice vote. We've seen it happen on the commission that there's been instances to where people break the law and they get represented, and instances where people are representing their constituents and the parish doesn't represent them. And so I don't want to put myself in a position that I'm not going to get represented on something that I did because I'm a member of the wrong party. So for now, I will be doing a voice vote, and everybody else can do what they want, but I'm going to voice vote.
I understand your comments. Just so you know, the Office of the Parish Attorney representation does not turn on party membership.
Oh, maybe. We'll see. Okay, so do we have a motion for last meeting's minutes?
Motion to approve last meeting's minutes.
Second.
I'm gonna vote yes to approve the minutes. Motion passed by majority vote, 4 yeses. Okay, we're gonna move on to the scheduled public hearing. Can the applicant for case number 25-3-SP subdivision preliminary plat please come to the podium?
Yes, thank you. My name is Daniel Keith Howard. My address is is P.O. Box 296, Keithville, Louisiana 71047. Our company is Cat Development, LLC. We are developing Mustang Creek. This property was zoned years ago to be developed, and what happened after that was the economy went real sour, and so we backed out of zoning it at the time. Now we have a group of, I'm going to say, double-wide mobile home companies and everything that have shown an interest in buying the lots in this subdivision because we put in nicely large lots, or what is shown here. The original subdivision had some cul-de-sacs in it, and they were much smaller lots. These lots will be for double-wide mobile homes, manufactured homes that are above HUD standards. The requirements are concrete driveways, maximum setbacks. They all have to be, before anyone can enter or occupy the house, they all have to have all the wheels taken out from under them, everything. They're on concrete foundations and put in a permanent structure. And the front porches are all finished, the skirting's all finished. Everything and all the improvements are finished before anyone can occupy the facility. There are 18 lots that are here. 2 lots you can see on the plat are where a street was located that are being abandoned. That's where above lot 1,000 right there, and part of lot number 8. They were originally a street coming from McElroy to go over to that severe curve, and so we decided that wasn't the proper thing. Here where lot 1,000 is, there will be a detention pond for drainage, and there's a large culvert on the other side that goes to a major creek that goes back through there. So we're taking the water through the area that's it's already approved and everything by the engineers and the parish. The street is 75 feet wide. We have approximately 20 to 22 feet of surface area. It will be a hot mix street built to parish specifications. There have been some complaints about some of the people that are in the audience and other people showing up, that traffic problem. No, this is 300 feet from Jersey Gold Road, which is the outlet to all the subdivisions back here. What this will do is will take the people off of their subdivision, come around in front of their houses and come around and having to turn down Graywood to go out. This will make the entrance and exit a lot better for the ones that are in McElroy Park and in the back and over on the other subdivisions that are to the north of this subdivision. So the large lots, we think, will be a great presence in the community. The people that have complained have been complaining because they don't want manufactured houses there. It's been zoned for manufactured houses for years, and that's what we plan on putting the best ones on the market there to where it will be something extremely nice. It has water and sewer, community water and sewer available. Eagle Water, which we own that company, and the water and sewer. The water is on the east side, and the sewer is on the west side, and it will serve the subdivision, and it will improve the service out of the upper portion because we're going to transfer the water and sewer to come down to go through a new line that goes to a better line that has been installed in the last 5 or 6 years. So we're trying to improve the structure of those things like that in the subdivision as we're making the improvements that we're trying to make. The lot size meets all specifications by the parish, and the road and everything will, like I said, will be built to parish specifications. We want it to be extremely nice and something that somebody can be proud to live in.
I just have one question. Is the new proposed street, East McElroy Drive, going to be private, or is it?
No, this is a public
It'll be
street.
dedicated to the,
It's East McElroy. The new part is called East McElroy, connects to McElroy Drive. East McElroy come down. It's a dedicated public strip.
okay, thank you.
Everything here is okayed and dedicated to the parish. It has no drainage problems or anything.
I do have one other question.
Yes, sir.
In the MPC's staff report, they had some outstanding comments listed. Have you seen those? One's 2 comments by Caddo Parish Public Works, and then 7 comments by the MPC.
Mm-hmm.
You've
All those will be addressed.
okay. Thank you.
Any more questions for the applicant, board? Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Okay, anybody speaking for the application, you can come to the podium. Seeing none. Okay, anybody speaking against the application, you can come to the podium. How you doing, Mr. Lazarus?
I'm doing fine, sir. My name is Ed Lazarus. Address is 1202 Barron Road, Keithville, Louisiana, 71047. I am the Caddo Parish Commissioner for District 11, in which this subdivision will be located. I attended the neighborhood participation meeting. This was after dark, cold, rainy, but we had 17 people show up. That tells you the level of interest in this project. Everybody that showed up was against this project. Now, I know that this place has already been zoned for mobile homes, and I don't know that there's much can be done about that, but there are some stipulations still yet to be resolved. And I was going to request that the entrance to this subdivision onto Graywood be eliminated, making all the traffic go out McElroy. Also, some screening landscape screening, fence, whatever. The people that live on Graywood have been there, some been there over 40 years. And they do not want manufactured homes going in next to their brick houses. We all know that manufactured homes, mobile homes, whatever label you want to put on it, they all depreciate. Nothing in a mobile home appreciates like the subdivisions do. So some of the others that are going to speak behind me have circulated a petition, and I believe have over 100 signatures, all in opposition. So I wish you'd take that into consideration when you make your decisions. Thank you.
Mr. Lazarus. Anybody speaking against the application, please come to the podium.
Good afternoon. My name is Renee Moncla, and I have 2 houses in this subdivision. I'm totally against it. For one, LaLaurie, the street behind off of Graywood Drive, was also zoned for manufactured housing, and most of those houses are empty or are broken down and abandoned. They also ran the traffic through Graywood Drive, going past our home, making it a speed zone. He's talking about also diverting more traffic through that, and it's already horrible. The house that I have on McElroy, which the houses will be behind, is going to be another manufactured home, and I'm afraid it's going to be the same deal as the ones on Greatwood. Now, there is Bluebill, which is connected to Lorlean, and I do believe they also have mobile manufactured homes there that would be suitable for something like this. But this is not a good idea for our neighborhood. And the entrance, which you're talking about, Graywood Drive is an S street. So if you're speeding through it, or if there's a lot of traffic, there will be major accidents. There's been several already. The entrance to coming off the Jersey Gold onto Graywood to get on East McElroy is going to go between 2 private homes, which have children, and it's going to be very noisy. And on top of that, we also are going to need private fencing. Like if it does pass, then he needs to fence off the neighborhood. So it's not, some of us don't have fences in our backyards. So, we haven't been made to put fences in our backyards. And, he wants us to put them at our expense for his convenience. So if he wants to put it up, then he needs to put the private fencing up. And also, the speeding, it's not, once again, I'm going to mention the speeding and the traffic that goes through there. There's a lot of traffic. And if you add 17 to 18 more homes, that's going to increase traffic. And either way, the way the streets are built, it's not suitable for more traffic. Thank you.
Any questions, board? Thank you, ma'am. Anybody speaking against the application, please come to the podium.
Yes, my name's Ronnie Stegall. I live at 6428 Graywood Drive, 71047. I've lived there almost 40 years. And my house is right here on lot 45. And the other gentleman, his lot, I can't read it, but he's on the other side, and there's this lot that he owns. It's in between that nobody never bought. It was moved to be houses all the way down. And he's got this land in behind us we got him surrounded. He's trying to put these trailers in the middle of us. I got one of the biggest houses out there, because my house was built by a builder. And he's going to put that street right between this house and my house. And we do not want it. The sewer out there, I got a manhole at the end of my driveway. Every now and then, it's going to stop up. But they come out and they clean it out. No problem there, because they got good equipment now. But still, I don't believe the sewer can hold all this. And you got 18 lots, and you're probably going to have 2 or 3 cars going to be in each lot. That's gonna be close to 40 more cars coming by my house. And we already got enough traffic. Go back there behind where the mobile homes are now. I went and took pictures the other day. If you see the pictures that I have, like the lady said before, they are run down, a lot of them, most of them. Some of them are nice, because people took care of the place. But a lot of them are just growed up. People walked away from them. They trashy, trash everywhere. And let me read this here I had. Okay, we do not want this subdivision there. I was on a petition. We got over 150 petitions last weekend. And every house I went to, nobody was for this. Everybody was against it. But just a lot of them couldn't make it today. He kind of brought this thing on us kind of out of the dark. We knew the lot was being cleared, but to actually do what he was going to do it once before. He had the locks all staked out, but it fell through. And we just don't believe we need this. Like I said, I got one of the bigger houses, and it's going to kill my house. It might not at first, but after about 10 years, when they get in there, it's going to go down. Any questions?
Yeah, actually, so is there anything the applicant can do that you think would make it to where y'all would be
No.
okay with it? There's
If
just
he put
nothing?
houses in there, we don't have a problem. We
Right.
do not want I lived in a mobile home for 10 years. No problem with it. But when you bringing it behind my house, making my value of my house to go down, I don't want it. I mean, you'd be the same way. And it's nothing against a mobile home or a double wide, but it's got its place. But go behind, he's got some more lots back down there off Bluebill. He's got cleared out. Put them there.
Yeah, I mean, I live out on the lake. I've got 2 across the street from me and one about 4 houses down, and I don't have a problem with it, but I know some people do. And
Well,
I
but-
get where you're coming from, and I understand what but on the other end, it's zoned to do this, So, I mean, that's kind of
Well,
hard.
you don't have to live there.
No, I know, but his property's zoned for manufactured homes. It's zoned for that, and that's what I was trying to figure out, like how long has it been zoned like that? And it's been zoned like that even before the UDC.
Well, you need to
supposedly.
come out there and look at it, how unlevel it is.
Yeah. Well,
And it's going to flood eventually, and it's going to flood them houses over on McElroy.
no, I get, the extra people and, their mobile homes, but like on one end, we're taking away something that private property owner could use his property for. So it's a touchy subject because, I mean, we want y'all to be happy and
But
not
we ain't going to be
decrease.
happy, I can tell you
That's
that.
why I'm trying to see if there's any possible workaround with buffers or,
Well, I don't want it coming
shrubs
by
or-
my house, I'll tell you that.
Okay.
Now, if he wants to come in from the other end, I still wouldn't like it, but there's enough traffic on my street right now. More or less, and everybody, they ain't gonna go around. They gonna come right down Jersey Go, down Graywood, right between my house.
So is the McElroy entrance, would that be better than
It would make it better.
better?
I still wouldn't want it.
No, I totally
Yes, sir.
understand. I'm just trying
Well,
to.
they got to go down. When you come off of Calkett Road, you get on Jersey Go.
Mhm.
Then you got to turn on,
Graywood.
the other street on the right. I know it. I've lived out there all my Goldwater.
Goldwater.
You got to go down to Goldwater. You got to turn on President. You got to go down President. Then you got to turn on McElroy. And there's 6 houses on McElroy. And there's one guy, he's got like 4 or 5 horses and trailers and junk everywhere. Don't really like that, but ain't nothing I can do about it.
Right.
It probably ain't nothing I can do about this. But we were at least going to voice our opinion.
Oh no. We want y'all to come down. I mean, we want to do what's best
Like I
for,
said, you don't
for
see-
everybody, but it's just a balancing act for us up on the board.
I understand
because
that. I got
It's
comments.
zoned one way, and then he's wanting to use it within that zoning, and so that's just the tough part of it.
I know.
we have to take something away from somebody that's zoned to do it that way. And I mean, I wish there was a way to make it to where everybody could be happy,
Well,
but it
don't
doesn't
we
seem
all?
like
Yeah.
that's possible.
So, you know, I don't like coming down here.
Right.
You know, I'm happy. I've been out there 40 years.
Yes, sir.
I lived there when none of them trailers was behind me. It was just my houses. That's it.
Right.
And they started building the trailer park. And it's done gone to nothing.
Yeah.
And this one's gonna do the same thing. I don't care how expensive mobile homes he put in there in 10
Right.
years, it's gone. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you for coming down. Anybody speaking against the application, please come to the podium.
Hello. My name is Christina Mathis. I live at 6436 Graham Circle, Keithville, Louisiana, 71047. I have been out there since 1980. I am one road over from where this gentleman lives.
Okay.
Oh, I have to bring
Yeah,
it
you can
down
pull it
some.
down.
There we, I'm short. There we go. Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
I live one road over
Okay.
from where he's at. One thing I want to say, you keep mentioning zoning, and while I respect that, this area, we never knew we had to have all of these zoning protections. So now we're sitting here kind of barefaced, trying to protect ourselves against an area that was never zoned. Like my home is zoned where you can't have a fence in the front yard. The people across the street, there's not so much. So now we're facing this, so you're saying it's zoned for that, but things have changed. That neighborhood has grown up. Mobile homes have moved into the back, and like they've said, they have become run down. It does ruin the neighborhood, but one of my biggest concerns is the traffic. Where I live and where I come out, I'm going to pass this Y shape that they're talking about. And there is no way. It's already bad enough from all the other mobile homes that are using that as an access. So even if you use that McElroy, you're still going to have some people that will come around.
Right.
It's going to be a problem. Not only that, but he's got pictures of it. Like he said, that entrance of McElroy, there's no way he's going to sell these lots for what he's trying to convince us he can sell them for if you pass by those houses right there. I'm not going to buy a $250,000 manufactured home next to the one that's right there at that entrance. I'm just not. Now, if I want a camp house or if I want to a small trailer, and I don't mind that, that's fine. But you're talking about a lifetime investment into a home. I've been out there all of these years, and I've seen the changes. Not real crazy about them, but I can't do anything when it's that far away. But with it being right there, it's a no for me. He's either going to have to put a light up, he's going to have to put some fencing up, and even with it coming out the other way, it's going to have to be blocked, zoning or not. We, you know, like I said, it's a new day. You know, back in 1980, nobody knew that you had to have all these zoning protections. Now we know, and it's a little late in the game. I am totally against this. My son just bought a house on my street. I have grandkids, and the traffic is already bad. I don't want any more. Now, if he wants to put starter homes up, he said he can't get anybody out there to even look at putting starter homes out. The truth is, there's more money to be made selling those for mobile homes than there is for starter homes. I live in a starter home. I live in a 1,200 square foot home. It's a very small home, but it has more value than what his mobile homes will have in 10 years. A lot more value.
Thank you. Any questions, board? Thank you, ma'am. Anybody speaking against the application, please come to the podium. Yes, ma'am.
Hello, my name is Brandy Apple. I live at 6407 Graywood Drive. So my house is going to walk out my front door and see his lot of trailers. So obviously our primary concern is the depreciation And Keith Howard he's attempting to convince us that these manufactured homes are just not mobile homes, which I know when you take the wheels off, they are, but they're still going to depreciate, and that's where our problem lies. When you look at Tilly's Bossier slogan, it says Bossier Mobile Homes, and that is where he's saying he's going to contract through. So that is still a mobile home. You know, they're not going to make him special homes for that. And I'm sure everyone's going to be more in favor of a site-built home, as she has said, but it's just the traffic. I know you guys don't want to hear that a million times because people do have the right to live in places, but ask anyone that works for the sheriff's department in our area. It is a speed zone. They run the stop signs that are there. I mean, more people are just going to do more of the same that they see, and that's what we're going to have to experience. There are children on my intersection. I'm on that stop sign, and I mean, they can't play anywhere near the road. So he's just going to contribute to that problem. And I'd like to add that I'm responsible for about 50 of those signatures that you guys received, and most of the people that half of them that I interacted with have not received a letter. And I know not everyone gets their letter on time, and that's out of a lot of people's control. But we couldn't see anyone behind President Lane in our area, Miller Drive and the others, to even address whether they were in favor or not to have them be able to be present today, because they just weren't notified in time. And I just believe the letters maybe should be mailed out again if we could revisit that when people were actually able to make a decision for themselves.
I mean, they do the notification and the system
Right.
knows the distance and it just does this mass mail out. And so I don't know if Mr. Clark's got anything to add to that. I mean, I think that pretty much,
Right.
you know, I mean, it just and then they usually post something up on the property that something's gonna, you know, a meeting's gonna take place just in case for some reason you live a little bit outside of that window. And I don't know what's the distance? Is it 1,500 feet? Yeah.
Yes. I'm referring to within the 1,500. I mean, I went to people just a street over from me, well within the 1,500 radius, and they were like, I have no idea what letter you're talking about. They got one for the meeting on the 1st, but they had no information about today. And so when we were collecting petition signatures, they had no way I had to spend a lot of time explaining them. Luckily, I took my letter with me.
Right. I don't know. Do you have anything to add to that, Mr. Clark?
We make a concerted effort to notify everybody within a 1,500 square foot radius. We have to depend on the U.S. postal system, and no criticism about the U.S. postal system, but that's our means of getting those notifications out. And for those citizens that did not get a notification, I can only extend my deepest apology, because it's our concern to make sure everybody is properly notified.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that. But the point is we weren't able to get to them in the timeline that we had to tell them about today's meeting, and they weren't able to be notified. So the ones that I spoke to that weren't notified, I can only imagine how many more were not given that opportunity to have their voices heard.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Anybody else speaking against the application? Please come to the podium. Okay, so the applicant can come back to the podium to do a rebuttal if he desires.
I'd like to say that they've mentioned the dilapidated mobile homes that are back in the back of one of the subdivisions. I have tried my best to buy 4 of them and also 20 lots, and I have had no participation with the parish of Caddo to be able to settle the taxes that they've had for 20-something years and get those lots back and redo those subdivisions and tear those houses down and put new, better homes on them. So I can understand their reasoning about that back there, and I don't like it either. Every subdivision that you see on that plat up there, I developed all of them but one. And that's the very back ones. I developed McElroy Park originally. It was the first subdivision, the one up above. The second subdivision was Graywood Estates, the one that'll enter on. I've developed all those other subdivisions. So I'm very familiar with all of it. And I think it's a great need out there on a quality home, not a poor home, a quality home. And these houses that are going to be put there are built to FHA plus specifications. Most of them have 2x6 outside walls. They're the top of the line of the houses. And that's what we want to see. We don't want to see something that's going to be structurally deteriorating in a few years. And I respect their opinion on that.
I do have one question. The concept was brought up of having only one entrance into the subdivision off of McElroy and not have the entrance at Graywood. Would that be acceptable to you?
No, sir, because the parish wants the street to go through, so it comes through there to help the circulation of the rest of the traffic. Right now, the traffic all goes down through Graywood and comes. They want the traffic to come another way. It's only 300 feet to Jersey Gold Road from that entrance right there. Otherwise, you have to go all the way down and go down McElroy coming around the other direction. Everything that's in there that you see that she had on that other plat, everything that you see there's coming out. Everything right there, the cul-de-sacs and everything, every one of those streets either has to go down President Lane and come down Goldwater, or either they have to come down Graywood Drive coming out that direction. This will put a much better flow of traffic that's in there. And I know that they don't like that, and I can understand their feelings about it on their house on the corner. But they've got nice houses, and we're putting it as a 100-foot lot. It's going to have some extra space on each side, so it gives it plenty of turn, plenty of entrance in there, and everything. And we're trying to make it the way it's supposed to be. And he mentioned about the sewer. Yes, and we've had problems right there. That will be eliminated because we're going to put new sewer lines in that from there and going down to the other sewer that has been improved to help the conditions of that particular sewer line that was put in there almost 40 years ago.
Okay, sir, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
What about the fencing? Do you have a problem with doing a private fence?
No, ma'am,
and
I'm not
lighting?
going to put a private fence. I'll be happy to put it up if they want to pay for it. I'm not going to put up a private fence. We don't have that kind of money.
What about the lighting? Will you be willing to put lighting there?
We will get Panola Harrison, put lighting through the street. That's no problem because they'll have the poles and everything there. I don't know about stoplight. That's up to the parish. I don't have anything to do with that.
Any more questions, board?
No.
Thank y'all very much.
Based upon the staff report and the existing zoning, which allows manufactured housing, I recommend that we accept the application, provided he complies with the additional comments, outstanding comments from the Public Works Department and the MPC.
I'll second it. Any discussion?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna vote no on it. Okay, motion failed. 2 yeses, 2 nos, 2 absent. So it didn't get approved.
Okay, so what has to be done now?
I believe he appealed to the Caddo Parish Commission.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to move on to case number 25-6-BAP variance, landscaping. Will the applicant please come to the podium? Sure.
My name is Tara Barnes. Address is 1007 Longmont Circle, Shreveport, Louisiana, 71106. And I am one of the owners of Progressive Pet Hospital. So just to blanket everything, for my ignorance, I didn't know whenever we were planning this and having our architect, I didn't realize that all the landscaping was set in stone. I just thought it was pretty. I didn't realize that what was on the thing was what was have to be there. So with our clientele, it's dogs, cats, but the cats won't be running outside. But the landscaping in the backyard poses a threat to our clientele and to our business due to the safety of obstruction. If the dogs go out there and eat the plants, it can cause tears in their wherever it goes. And then also we have to look for allergies for the animals, what plants go back there. Dogs, they have allergies to grass and several different other things that we have to consider. So if our clientele comes in and the bushes are back there, and not to say we aren't watching the dogs, but if we let the dogs in the backyard and they go back there and they start chewing on the plant, it can pose just a threat to them, and then the owner, it can be a liability to us. So I'm not saying that there won't be landscaping, but just in that backyard, that back section, for those to be eliminated. And also I moved them from the back and some to the front, would be like in the front windshield area or window area. I guess that's the north side.
I have a few questions for you. So
Okay.
I see where you're wanting to eliminate it. Are you not going to have a fenced-in area in that backyard, or do you have a fence planned? Or that's going to be able to get to the buffer? Because the buffer's it's 10-foot minimum, and it's right along the property line, and it's just there so because it abuts to residential.
Yeah. And
So it leaves so that we can have the separation between the commercial and the residential. And that's why I'm wondering, like, are the pets going to have access to that whole area all the way up to your property line? Or are they going to be fenced? Are you going
there
to?
will be a fence. There actually is a privacy fence that is on the property line.
Right. Is there going to be a fence inside? Are you going to have a fenced-in area inside so that you can let the dogs out, or are they just going to get to go out and be in that whole area? Like, I'm wondering if there's 2 fences. Like, is there a fence along the property line and then
So
another
initially there
fence
was
in
2
it?
fences because, again, and this is our first commercial building, so I wasn't certain, that everything, I mean, I get the building, but again, my ignorance on that. So the plan is to have them have the full backyard, to have, be able to divide between small dogs and large dogs.
So they would run up to that buffer area then?
Ultimately.
That fence that's on the property line?
Ultimately. Also, how the land slopes down,
Mm-hmm.
The fence is going to be higher than the shrubbery.
Right.
So as far as like buffering, I don't know if that makes sense, but
Well, I mean, they like to have the fence and then the shrubs and because then it just gives you that, space in between the commercial property that you're in.
Right.
And then the residential that other people are in. So
Right.
it has that area to where you're not really doing anything in that setback area. Like it's kind of just to be vegetation, and that's what I was wondering, because when we were looking at the plans upstairs in the preview briefing, it looked like there was a fence inside the fence. And so we didn't really understand why we have to get rid of the plants on the buffer side if they're not going to have access to that area. And that's all I'm trying to figure out is, are they going to have access to where all these buffer
so that was
plants are
our
supposed to
next
be?
step thing. But yeah, so whenever I was talking to my planner, they said, let's try this first as far as like eliminating the shrubbery, because we do want the full yard to be able to divide the small dogs and the large dogs.
Okay.
And then we are very close with our neighbors behind us. They drive up all the time to look at our progress, and they have written a letter. It's a little blurry, but
And they're the ones that own right next to you, right? where
right
the-
behind, yeah.
Yeah, right behind.
they own, I think, like 3 different properties, but then they own like over 54 acres back there.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to expand upon what Mr. Brown's talking about. You've submitted 2 drawings to us. One that appears to comply with the zoning ordinance, and it shows what appears to be 3 small fenced-in areas attached to the rear of the building, and no fence separating the parking from that backyard. When I go to the second drawing, it looks like it's an alternate to have a larger fenced-in backyard area, but also the rest of the backyard has no separation to the rest of your property or the parking area. So therefore, animals aren't going to be allowed to go back there near that landscaping at all.
So the fence,
So what you're telling us conflicts with the drawings you've submitted. So we need some clarification.
yeah, no. So I wasn't able to submit the on the website. So I think I submitted a couple of ones to my planner, and then my planner helped me revise a couple of them because I couldn't get them submitted on the website. It would not take any of my drag and drop or add or anything like that. So I don't know why there's 3, and there definitely shouldn't be 3 separate fences. So there is the buffer one that's on the property line. Ultimately, yes, we would like to have as much of that back there as possible for the dogs to be able to run and do their business back there. The fence should run from between the parking lot down to the fence and then over and back up, and it ties into the back of the building.
Okay. The landscape buffer is required by ordinance. I can tell you right now, we can't change that. We can't make that landscape buffer go away. Now, what goes in that landscape buffer is up for discussion. And I think one of the discussions was an alternate was the possibility of having alternate plants. Or do you have a concept or have talked to anyone yet about plants that may be acceptable for animals to be close to?
So every animal is different. It's like your allergies are different
Yeah.
than my allergies. Yours are going to be different than mine and his. So you can't say, oh, these are hypoallergenic for all these animals. And so that's why that was part of it, of the eliminating them because of the different allergies. So no, I haven't spoken to that, because if you've ever had your dog tested for allergy testing, or if you've ever been tested for allergy testing, they run, a gamut of the different tests. So
Okay. The problem is I don't see a fenced-in area on any of your drawings that allows us animals to get in that backyard area. You have a fence along your property line which is required because it's a required fence between residential and commercial. That's
Yes.
required.
Yes.
That has nothing to do with who uses the backyard. The rest of it is, I don't see where the yard's fenced in. You're telling us you're gonna fence it in, but you're not showing us.
Okay, so I understand that. And with that being, I'm asking more about the vegetation that the dogs could possibly be harmed in. And that's why I guess I didn't focus on so much the fence. Again, with my planner, that's what we had talked about. So I'm sorry I didn't focus more on that. But there is a fence that will run between the parking lot down to the privacy fence that is between the property lines. I mean, there has to be, otherwise the dogs could get ran over.
No, I agree, but it's not shown in the drawings.
Do you care if I see this real quick? Just so I can see exactly.
Your second drawing shows an 8-foot privacy fence around a portion of your rear yard that does not encroach on the landscape buffer. So if that's the case, if you're gonna build that fence in that location as shown on that drawing, the animals have no access to those plants that are required in that buffer.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. No, I understand. Right, no. This one is just supposed to, on the 8-foot privacy fence, it is just supposed to go down and tie into the back one.
Just do the
That
front.
was a, this is a modification from the planner. But it was supposed to come all the way down to the back privacy fence.
Okay.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
Mr. Marchief had mentioned that this is a code requirement, but the reason they're here is asking for a waiver of that requirement.
Yeah, they're asking for a variance.
So you do have
can
the
do it.
ability to
Well, I can't
waive
get
the
rid of the
landscaping.
Well, you can if her variance is approved, is what he's saying. That's what she's doing, is they're asking for a variance for the shrubs.
And again, like it's mostly, again, a liability for our company for them to eat any of that or to be near it in case they do have allergies. I mean, we can't require every owner to come in and say, okay, well, have you had your dog tested? Let's see what they're allergic to. And then, okay, well, we're not going to let them go in the backyard because.
Okay, what's the downside to installing the fence where it's shown on the drawings? And not all the way to the property line?
Just on your second plan that you
Right.
submitted, that's got the
So
square.
with that, it's just to be able to have the space to divide it between small dogs and larger dogs so that they can both be let out at the same time to do their business.
You'd just like to have the larger area.
To larger area for them to, and also, again, if however many dogs we have, if they're going out and I don't know the correct word, but like if they're messing there, then there's more areas and then it gives us more time to come out in there and clean up.
Well, I get your thing on the shrubs. A lot of the shrubs do tend to be poisonous to animals.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize a lot.
A lot of the
them.
shrubs are, you know, but what about trees?
Well, there are trees back there already.
Okay.
There's like some large oak trees already back there.
But I'm wondering if you could put a few more trees in, because you can do smaller trees and larger trees. There's ornamental trees, fruit trees. There's all kinds of different ones that
I
I
wouldn't
don't.
do fruit trees because then you got the pits
Yeah,
and they
you
could
got
eat.
the
But
pits.
yes,
Yeah.
I mean,
That's what
more
I'm wondering.
trees.
You know, I mean, I get the shrub thing.
Yeah.
Because it's low, the animals, and a lot of them are poisonous. I get that. You know, I mean, I've got a ton of animals myself, and I know how the shrubs are tricky. You know,
and we don't mind to put more trees back there at all.
But I mean, would that be something that y'all could look at, you know, doing some trees that you think would be
Absolutely.
okay, for pets, and
Yeah.
maybe we do something with trees as opposed to the shrubs.
We can absolutely do trees versus,
That's my thoughts also, because the challenge seems to be the concern about the pets,
Right.
people's animals, and the liability associated with that.
absolutely.
And if that can be eliminated by installing trees as opposed to shrubbery, then it seems to me that that's the answer. I don't know how that fits into your budget or not, but if that's the answer, if the goal is a larger area to separate your animals, then the alternatives to me seems to be take the shrubbery out, maintain the buffer zone with a different type of plant material that's
feel like-
not potentially harmful to pets.
The main thing is that buffer zone so that you have plants there so that you're not building enclosures and doing stuff right on the property line. I mean, that's the whole point of the buffer, and to separate you from the residential. So, yeah, you would be okay with putting some more trees along there.
Yes.
I mean, I think that's something that we could probably do something on that, possibly.
Trees are better than shrubs.
Yeah.
I mean, again, like you said, they're low to the ground. Whether it's a big dog or a small dog, they're going to get to it.
Yeah. Oh.
If we go down that route, what that would require you to do is to get with the MPC staff and for them to approve an alternate landscape plan, really is what that is.
So basically, just kind of submit something like this again, but with trees.
Whatever the other plants might be, we're not going to try to dictate.
No,
what
no,
you
no,
put
no.
there.
But like the similar, same process. Okay.
Well, not a public hearing,
Right. But just
Yeah.
submit.
just with the staff.
Mr. Jean, you want to add anything to it? Or you?
All you will have to do at that point is just submit the drawings. I think you've been working with Emily Tran.
Yes.
Just, Emily will be informed exactly what happened today.
Okay.
And she will work with you to get the approved plan.
Perfect.
Okay, do we have any more questions for the applicant?
I don't.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, anybody speaking for the application could come to the podium. Okay, anybody speaking against the application can come to the podium. Okay, I don't think we need a rebuttal.
I'll make a motion. It's acceptable. I move that we approve with stipulations the applicant submit an alternate landscaping plan that meets the intent of the code, which he'd present to the MPC staff. Second.
Okay. Okay, I'm voting yes. Okay, passed by majority vote, 4 yeses, 2 absent.
Thank you. I'm
you.
sorry. I'm sorry we had to ask so many questions, but I do have one question of the staff. This final approval by y'all, will that hold up her occupancy certificate?
It should not. It should be a pretty quick process.
Okay, so we've got the special resolution of the Parish Planning and Zoning Commission. Would y'all like me to read it out loud so that we can discuss and see if we want to do a vote on it? Okay, special resolution of the Parish Planning and Zoning Commission. A resolution urging and requesting the Caddo Parish Commission to fund revisions to the Parish Unified Development Code as it regards zoning and otherwise providing with respect thereto. Whereas the Caddo Parish Planning and Zoning Commission desires to highlight the importance of and has studied the current parish zoning provisions contained in the Master Plan 2030 and the Parish Unified Development Code. Whereas the Master Plan 2030 and the Parish Unified Development Code governs land use in the planning area, which is the unincorporated portion of the parish immediately outside the city limits of the city of Shreveport. Whereas the Parish Planning and Zoning Commission believes that it is in the best interest of the residents living in the unincorporated part of the parish to make the zoning in the planning areas be both simpler and less restrictive. Whereas revising the zoning ordinance requires more effort and expense than currently covered by the existing contract with the MPC staff, and whereas the Parish Planning and Zoning Commission urges the Parish Commission to provide funding for such effort and expense. Now therefore be it resolved by the Parish Planning and Zoning Commission in due, regular, and legal session convened that it urges and requests the Caddo Parish Commission to budget funds for the preparations of revisions to the 2030 Master Plan and the Parish Unified Code. Be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be forwarded to the Caddo Parish Commission. Be it further resolved that if any provision or item of this resolution or the application thereof is held invalid, such invalidity shall not affect other provision, items, or applications which can be given effect without the invalid provision. Items or applications to this end and the provisions of this resolution are hereby declared severable. Be it further resolved that the resolution shall take effect immediately. Be it further resolved that all resolutions or parts thereof in conflict herewith are hereby repealed. Any comments, board?
Nope.
No, sir.
Okay. We've got a motion?
I move that we accept the resolution.
A second. Okay, I'm voting yes. Passed by a majority vote of members present, 4 yeses, 2 absent. Okay, I don't know if we have any old business. I know we've got a little new business.
Under the new business, we would have the committee that was formed to make nominations for
Next year.
positions for next year.
Yep.
I believe we have the following recommendations from that committee, that Lauren Marshy will serve as chair. Calvin Presley will serve as secretary, and Jake Brown will serve as vice chair.
Okay.
I recommend that we accept those nominations.
I'll second that.
Let's vote.
Yeah. I'm voting yes. Passed by majority vote, members present, 4 yeses, 2 absent. Okay, director's report. You got one last one for us, Clark?
Real briefly, Mr. Chair, at certain times I was wanting to break in, but I realized that Stephen and Reginald will be responsible for these things that are said. So I kept my peace and kept my mouth closed during your meetings and deliberations. But just one last time, because you all became very special to me. And Jake is the person that was a part of the things that happened, and I still commend them. And he will share with you that even when we were at odds and we were fighting, there was never a cruel word shared between us at any time. And we continued to talk, and we continued to discuss, and we continued to do what was best for the parish. So as I leave, I wish you all the luck in the world. I love the resolution you've done. You remember I kept suggesting that to you all because I listened to the things that were being said when we were going through the process. So I wish y'all all the luck in the world. It's been a pleasure being with you all. I will see you all when I see you. But take care and Merry Christmas.
Thank you,
Merry
Mr.
Christmas.
Clark.
Thank
Merry
you.
Christmas.
Thanks for all your guidance. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir. I don't think we have any public comments. Chair board member comments?
Nope.
Okay, famous last words, Chief.
I move that we adjourn. Thanks, Jake.
Yes, sir. Next year, buddy.